I haven't done a knapping video in a while. I finally got my rock saw that I've been wanting to work on my Alibates. And here's my little box of Alibates. But also got a box of obsidian. Cody, or TouchNova, sent me this real nice box of river cobbles. Basically, I mean, they're all about this size. I told him I could probably make an arrowhead out of each one. I probably could get one arrowhead, but now that I've got this rock saw and I don't have obsidian in this area, I can slab this stuff and do a whole lot better with it. So I've taken set this one in here. I'll pull it out. This is what I've done with the rock saw. I've taken this one cobble and already cut it up into nice usable pieces. So I've got some thicker ones. I thought about maybe doing a clovis or two with some of these, but real nice looking material. It's got kind of this cobble anyways, got kind of some gray streaks in it, which should be some pretty nice stuff. I've also went ahead and cut some of the Alibates up. Here's a few pieces of it. One of the things that you find when you're cutting it, what you don't know till you get in it, that you'll find some cracks, and I don't know if that's going to focus, but you'll find some cracks, and you see a crack that runs right through there. There was a crack at the top. The whole top part fell off. This is a sister piece. You can see there's some cracks in the top of this one, but I mean, there's still some usable parts. I should be able to make an arrowhead or two out of that, but they all just stack together. But then I cut. This is a real neat color, kind of a brown pink with whites, and I've already worked the edge of these three pieces, but these all stacked together. And yesterday I went out and I worked a couple of these slabs into a couple of nice little points. But it's kind of neat because what you could have got maybe one arrowhead out of a piece of Alibates. I mean, this one they just cut off. They're just sister pieces. They cut slabs like that, and you're able to get two nice arrowheads out of it, instead of just one. So I'll go ahead and show you the rock saw. We'll probably set a piece up and cut a slab off it, and maybe we'll go out and pressure flake. I mean, there's not any bopper needed for pieces that are this small. I mean, this is pure pressure flaking, and mainly zigzagging it, get you an edge build up, and then scrunching it to move it over to one side, and then running your flakes at least halfway to clean up all the saw kerfs, saw cuts, and you can get some pretty nice little arrowheads. But I've got a few pieces picked out here. These are predominantly red. This had a lot of yellow on it before I heat treated it. Maybe the yellow will come back out when I cut into it. But then I've got another good sized piece here. It has a lot of white and some lines in it, but little crystal pockets. But we'll go over to the saw and set a piece up and start running it. I'll do a quick view of the saw. This is definitely not a new. It's a used. It's a Raytech, a lapidary saw. You can see it's been used rather good, but it still works. That's all it takes. This is a 10-inch. Corner's been fixed on it. It's got a plexiglass top on it. It's got a 10-inch saw. You can see it's kind of dirty. I've been cutting some flint. I need to get it cleaned up, but it's got a vise, and then it's got a screw on the side that it feeds the piece into the saw. So here's a piece of that Alibates that I made those arrowheads out of. But we'll go ahead and I'll see if I can set the camera up that you can see how I set this up, and then we'll start it and cut a slab off, and we'll turn that into a little arrowhead. Alright, hopefully that's in the field of view. What I'm going to do, I've got this piece of Alibates that I've been cutting. It's got it comes down to a real narrow point on this end. And so what I've been doing, a piece when I cut it, I'll flip it around and put this flat side and then cut off this other end. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to extend this out for this, that way I can cut 3 or 4 more pieces off before I've got that small piece. It's going to be a waste piece, but I'll just loosen the bicep a little bit, just enough that I can scoot it out. That way I can get 4 or 5 more nice slabs off this. Okay, this has a screw on the side that I can adjust it. It's got X and Y. So I'll move it over close to where the saw is and then kind of line it up. Alright, that's going to be pretty close there, so I'll loosen it up and adjust it for my cut. That should be pretty close for the first one. As I tighten this up, that keeps it from sliding back and forth. And my rock's tight, and got this tightened on my rock saw. So now I just take it up till it kind of touches the blade, and then there's a lever on the back here that engages the worm screw. So now all we do is put the cover back on it, put the guard. There's a splash guard that goes on. Then we'll put the cover back on, which that kind of kids won't be able to see what it's doing, but you can hear the blade starting to cut into the flint. So we'll let that run, and when it finishes up, we'll take a look at the piece that's cut off. There, you heard that slab just fell off. So I'll let it run just for a second, and I'll kind of clean that kerf off the original piece, and we'll open her up, take a look. Alright, there's our piece that we just cut off. This uses a lapidary oil, a cutting oil, so it doesn't use water. That keeps it from rusting inside. But clean that piece off and see if it'll show up. Real nice marbled. It's kind of the white starting to come out again. So we'll take that and go out and see if we can turn that into an arrowhead. I couldn't help it. I had to cut one more slab while I had it running, but I thought I'd bring this out in the light, let you see what it looks like. Very beautiful material. So I got one more piece cut off. It's pretty chilly today, and it'll give it a little more chance to warm up. Then we're gonna head out to the Wichita Mountains and climb up on a point up there. Or actually, probably won't get on the point. I'll get down in the canyon where the wind's not blowing quite as hard, and we'll find a little spot and we'll set up and make a point.